Hello, I'm Reed Holson. Welcome to Ask the Mayor, our monthly conversation with Mayor Mike Huether of the City of Sioux Falls and what's going on in and around the city. And of course, the questions we ask in this program come from you. So if you'd like to get in touch and send your questions in for Mayor Huether, just go to siouxfalls.org, click on the Mayor's office, and click on Ask the Mayor and send away. Mayor Huether, welcome.
Thank you, Reed.
Change of the seasons again already. I don't know where summer went.
But it was one productive summer, though. I mean, it was a great summer for road repair projects, building stuff in the city of Sioux Falls, enjoying some of those quality and life investments, that we've made, such as the Midco Aquatics Center and so much more. But yeah, great summer, but really looking forward to fall too.
Yeah, me too. The weather's really, really nice lately. Not complaining, but road construction season, it seemed like every road I drove on was under construction this year.
And Sioux Falls, I just think that that's something that we should really celebrate. And what I mean by that is that we should celebrate the fact that we do have dollars that we could or can invest into our infrastructure, whether it be roads or sewer lines or buildings, whatever it would be. That is a really good thing. And remember, in Sioux Falls and in South Dakota, we've only got a limited period of time when we can actually do road repair in our cities. So when those good weather months come, or that road construction season is upon us, we are going to get things done. We are going to put those orange barrels out there, and we are going to make our roads safer and faster and smoother and more productive for all of us to enjoy.
What do we need to understand as citizens about road construction? Because either we're impatient that our road's not getting done, or you're doing stuff in neighborhoods that we really don't think it should be done yet.
Well, I think a couple things. Number one, road repair is very, very expensive. I mean, if we had the ability to, repair every road next year, we would do that, but we can't. It's very, very expensive. Number two, because it is so expensive, we do prioritize those dollars in now what I think is a very objective way. We try to evaluate which are the roads in most dire need of repair in Sioux Falls, and we've got an objective way to do that now. We are growing as a city. 5,000 new people, not only moving here, but bringing their cars and trucks too. So we're trying to, improve the productivity of our roads, as well as we do try to do it in a way that is methodical and is efficient and is productive. So, when we go to a neighborhood, we're going to try to do as much of that neighborhood as we can, and then, we'll go to the next one. So, again, road repair in Sioux Falls is a reality, but it's a really good thing. But I have found in my years, though, as mayor, it's also something that people do like to complain about, too. On one hand, I'll have people say, geez, Mayor, when are you going to repair those roads? And then I'll get a call, the very next day from someone saying, geez, Mayor, why do you have orange barrels here and there? And because it's disrupting my roadway to work or to school or to play. But again, I think that for the most part, we're very blessed here in Sioux Falls. We do have really good roads in comparison to our peer cities. And we're still making good progress towards repairing and replacing and rebuilding others as well.
Another subject is right turns on red. You've been vocal about that, and you've actually helped turn some intersections into being able to turn right on red. The latest is 10th in Minnesota. It's been fairly controversial.
Sure. I am one that I do want to keep Sioux Falls moving. I do want to keep all of our citizens safe. But at the same time, I think that I've seen over the years, not only as a citizen, but also as the mayor, that a little dose of common sense is always good for government as well. And I think that there's not a citizen watching this program that probably has questioned, why is this stoplight the way that it is? Why am I not able to proceed safely on a right on red when there's no traffic, no bikes, no pedestrians anywhere in sight? And that particular intersection was one of those. We had people that were driving up there in a safe manner, Look to their left, look to their right, no one's around, but yet they still were not allowed to proceed. I think that it was a very, very prudent change. It's been incredibly well received by the vast majority of people. However, certainly there are folks out there who will have a different perspective. And I respect that. But again, I'm going to try to make decisions that I believe are good for the citizens as a whole. And I think allowing turns on red when pedestrians are not present, I think that that is a very, very sound policy. I think it will keep not only drivers safe, but will keep pedestrians and bicyclists safe, as well as it's got an incredible dose of common sense to it too. And I think that that is truly a good thing. And my plea to the people of Sioux Falls is, look out for more of those opportunities. What are some other things that are out there on your drive to work or as you're walking here or bicycling there that you believe should be improved or made better for the citizens as a whole? And then let Sioux Falls City Government know, and we'll do our best to try to execute it.
On to public works infrastructure, recently completed $25 million in wastewater piping and infrastructure in the northeastern part of Sioux Falls.
And again, I think something really to celebrate. Now, it's going to sound boring. Really, wastewater or things that you can't see or things that you can't play on or play at. Maybe not as fun, but just as critical. And over the 7.5 years that I've been blessed to serve, we have really tried to put a lot of money towards that boring infrastructure. Whether it be making sure that when it rains and it storms, that we get that water, that rainwater dispersed in a productive way. These sewage pipes, and there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles of them that are deteriorating. We've made heavy investment in those, and that's a great thing. And so again, folks, remember that infrastructure above the ground, sure, that's important. The roads, the buildings, the event centers, the pools, all that stuff, that's a big deal. But that infrastructure below the ground, the stuff that you can't see, that may be even more critical. And in Sioux Falls, we do take it seriously. And this $25 million investment that we made not only will serve us now, but it will serve this city for generations to come in a very, very grand way.
One of the first serious things you had to deal with as mayor was actually a collapse of one of these systems.
Reed, that was a reality check for me. I mean, I was just elected mayor, and we had a major sanitary sewer line collapse up by the prison. Mm-hmm. And it was a real wake-up call. And at one point in time, we made a decision due to that collapse that we dumped 1/3 of our city's wastewater into the Big Sioux River just as an emergency mechanism. And that was a wake-up call that we did have to identify all those sewage lines in our city that were in dire need of repair. And then, yes, we did put money and effort towards that. And so again, when I'm done as your mayor, we're probably not going to talk about all the sewage lines that we repaired, but I wouldn't mind talking about it. I really wouldn't. To me, repairing the aging infrastructure of our city and our state, that is a priority that we really do need to focus on, not only in Sioux Falls, but all across the state. And when you do, I think it just is a big win for everybody.
And we've seen stories all over the country with cities that have not paid attention to
That's right.
The disaster it affects of that. Not only that, but we can remember in the recent past where the expansion on the east side of town was held up because we did not have the capacity to serve that area. So do we have capacity to still grow with what we've got?
We do. Folks, we are trying to stay one step ahead of growth. Even when you're growing 5,000 new people a year in the city, one of the things that I think we do well here is we plan and we zone and we invest to try to keep ahead of that growth, whether it's on the east side, west side, north side, south side, or yes, in the inner core of our city. And I think that we've done a really good job preparing and planning and then executing so that we can keep up with the growth of our city. And the reality is, There's large cranes all over. There's building going on all over. We've had 4 straight years of record-breaking construction. And right now, Reed, it is the fall. And right now, I got to tell you, I like our chances for breaking it for a 5th straight year.
Really?
And we're ready. We're ready. And so, we'll save that maybe for another program.
That's the first I've heard that, because
Yes.
we were concerned about doing it for a 5th straight year.
It's looking pretty good again, Reed. We've really had some gangbuster activity over the last a couple of weeks and months, and it looks like we've got more gangbuster activity to come.
How did we do with the recent rainfalls? We got it kind of all at once after a dry summer.
That was interesting. Here we are in the middle of a drought, and then we started to get some timely rains, but then we ended with really another 1,000-year rain event in our city. If you go to the south side of our city, there were parts of town that received 7 inches of rain in just a couple of hours' time. At my house, we got about 3.9 inches, but just a stone's throw away, they got 7 inches. Now, one of the things that I was really excited about, even with that 4 to 7 inches of rain, is when Mark Cotter and when we started on this journey, that part of town, when it rained even just a couple of inches, we had all these stories, and I saw them, of people's flooded basements and sewage backups and this and that. And hey, Sioux Falls, we just had a 1,000-year rain event, and we got slim to no phone calls. And so again, these investments that we're making, they are boring. They may not sound as exciting, but they're doing great things for your city. And until you live in a home that's had a sewage backup, or until you've got a neighborhood that's got a bunch of sump pumps that are really causing water to back up in basements or in toilets or in drainage areas, and you have to deal with that smelly carpet and ruined furniture, until you've been through that, then you do realize just how important these boring investments are. And so, I just love how far we've come. Now, we still have work, and this is a council that cares about drainage and things like that, but we've got a good plan to really get us prepared for that next 1,000-year rain event, which is sure to come. Folks, I've been your mayor for 7 years. It's the second time we've had a 1,000-year rain event in my 7 years as your mayor. Then you throw on another 300-year rain event and 4 other 100-year rain events. This stuff is real, and my gut says there's another one to come.
The 2017 Water Summit is being held in Watertown this year. Why is this summit important?
Well, again, we started this a couple of years ago because we were talking about the Big Sioux River and how important that is, not only from a drinking water perspective for the city of Sioux Falls. It is our #1 source of drinking water, but also from an economic development and quality of life perspective. When that water is not impaired, it's something that we can really, really enjoy. But here's the reality. That Big Sioux River, it's not just in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It goes far north and it goes far south. And so we started a Big Sioux River Summit where we've talked about the importance of improving that body of water. We've done it in Sioux Falls a number of years. We've also done it in Brookings. And I felt it was important to have that last year, at least as kind of the founder of this summit. I wanted to do it somewhere else too. And we're going to do it in Watertown. And the goal is let's get these city slickers, let's get them engaged in these big towns and cities across South Dakota. And at the same time, rally the farmers and the ranchers together too, because if we all work on this together, we really can improve not only the Big Sioux and Skunk Creek, but all these bodies of water that are in our great city and in our great state. And folks, I've also taken some heat on this, and so is Don Kearney and Mark Cotter and folks, I'm just gonna lay it on the line here just a little bit with you. I still hear every now and then people that are complaining about, well, we're not mowing all the grass in our town anymore. Why are we leaving this grass grow along the Big Sioux River when we used to mow it all? Folks, if we're really going to be serious about the quality of our water, not only for us, but for our future generations, well, then we have to play a role. And part of that is you do some things that are good for the environment, that are good for the future, that are good for water and air and things like that. And that's what we're doing in Sioux Falls, and I'm proud of it. And I'm trying to encourage other towns and cities to do the same thing. And so, if you used to play catch in this drainage way that the city used to mow, let me just let you know, there's 80 other parks in our great town. We have a park within a half mile of every home in our town. There's plenty of places to walk your dog, to throw that baseball, to hold that picnic, or to practice this or practice that, all in the spirit of improving the quality of our drinking water, improving the quality of the number one source of that water, our Big Sioux River, and so much more. So if you every now and then, if you see some grass that hasn't been mowed, just go, now I understand it, now I get it. That actually does make some sense versus mowing every strip of green that we can find in the great city of Sioux Falls.
All right, all for good water.
Can you tell I'm passionate about it?
Yeah, I can tell.
I am, and you know what? I'm done in 8 months as your mayor. And one of the fears I have is that once I'm done, the mowers come back out, and we go back to the olden days of just mowing everything, regardless of what it does to our environment or our water or whatever. And I just hope we don't go there.
All right. Mayor and I are going to take a break for just a second here, and when we come back, did you know our sister is in town? Mayor's going to tell us all about that when we come back to Ask the Mayor.
I'm a company president working downtown.
I'm a college student.
I'm a full-time employee.
I'm a husband and a father.
I'm a son and a brother.
I'm a wife and a mother.
And I ride a bicycle as well.
And I'm a bike commuter.
And I'm a cyclist.
And I'll look out for you, you look out for me.
All around town, from stores to playgrounds, babies are on the move. And there are diseases that are on the move too. And some of these spread easily. To best protect him from 14 serious diseases by the time he turns 2 years old, vaccinate him according to the recommended schedule, so he can go on about his business and you can have peace of mind. For more reasons to vaccinate, talk to your child's doctor or go to cdc.gov/vaccines.
Welcome back to Ask the Mayor with Mayor Mike Huther. And the water does taste good here in Sioux Falls.
It's really high quality. And again, we kind of just take it for granted, Reed, but we should. There's so much investment and energy and thought that goes into just having quality drinking water. So again, we should never take that for granted. Thank you.
Absolutely. We're talking about her sister being in town. Her sister city has been visiting the city of Sioux Falls. Tell us all about that. It's kind of exciting.
Reed, I've had some highlights on this mayoral journey, but one of them for First Lady Cindy and I was when we had the opportunity to go to our sister city in Potsdam, Germany. Lord Mayor Jan Jacobs and the wonderful people of Germany, they welcomed Cindy and I with just wonderful blessing and open arms. And now we've had the opportunity to do the same thing with all of them here in Sioux Falls. And it's so wonderful to have relationships. So we listen to each other, we learn from each other. And what we've realized over the years is that Potsdam and Sioux Falls, even though we're thousands and thousands of miles apart, we really do have a lot of similarities. They got a booming economy. They've got construction everywhere throughout their city. They need more workers, just like we do. They've got one of the lowest unemployment rates in all of Germany, just like we've got one of the lowest unemployment rates in America. They struggle with things like affordable housing, and so again, I've loved it. Lord Mayor Jacobs and his wife Christina and the delegation, they've been able to really enjoy Sioux Falls and South Dakota. And we've also got a sister city in Northern Ireland as well. And even though I didn't have the opportunity to engage them as much as I wanted to, maybe the next mayor will do that, because these sister city relationships, they are very powerful in a variety of ways. And I'm just glad that I had the opportunity to engage the good folks of Potsdam.
So since they've been here, have they said to you, Mayor, we really want to eat this American food, we can't wait? What is it?
It's been interesting. Actually, Cindy and I had a barbecue, an American old-fashioned barbecue at our home just for these folks. And, again, they love this stuff. There's a couple of the visitors that every opportunity they've had to get some Mexican food, they want it, and they just love it. And so, whether it's Tex-Mex or whether it's barbecue or whether it's, good old-fashioned meat and potatoes with some gravy and some veggies, I think we certainly fed them well. Now, we can compare stories about whose beer is better, but no matter what, it's been a wonderful journey with these good folks, and I hope that we meet each other again on life's journey.
More fun things of the city is that we've redone a number of playgrounds over
Yes.
this summer. A number of parks, Meldrum, Baker, Keene, and Tut Hill.
We, again, we really take rebuilding and replacing and refurbishing our infrastructure. We really take it seriously. And that includes all the city parks in our town. And I'm going to say that again, all of the city parks in our town. Folks, we don't make decisions based on where the rich people live. We don't make decisions based on where some city councilor lives. We don't do that. We make decisions based on what is good for this community, regardless of your race, regardless of your creed, regardless of your color, regardless of your income, regardless of where you live. That's how we make decisions here. And I hope we continue to make decisions in that way in the city of Sioux Falls. And so, yeah, we're investing dollars in these parks that we're so proud of. We recently identified, the 5 worst parks in town, and we rebuilt them all in a grand way. But we've got over 80 parks in our city, and so we're always investing in them. Again, I wish that we could repair all these parks too and these roads during the winter months, but we can't. Again, there's some reality that I think citizens need to face when we live here in Sioux Falls and in South Dakota, is that we do have limited times when we can make these repairs, and we truly do it with the people of Sioux Falls in mind, and we do it as efficiently and productively and as we get the biggest value that we can for the taxpayer buck as we're making these changes. But yeah, we just celebrated some more improvements in our city parks. And next year, we're going to do the same thing and look forward to those too.
Playgrounds have changed a lot,
Yeah.
and the city's made it safer. Even some of the material that's on that's very squishy if you haven't been to the playground lately.
Times have changed, Reed. They have. And so you do make them still fun for all to enjoy. But yeah, the requirements in terms of keeping people safe, young and old, because George and I were just on the swings. Enjoying a city park, but yeah, we do have to keep everybody safe, keep them upgraded, but they are also very, very expensive. If you think roads and sewer lines are expensive, well, these parks are just as expensive. But we also know that these are investments that the people of Sioux Falls want us to make. They want a city park near them for all to enjoy.
Well, in the news lately, there's been a lot about racism, hatred,
Yeah.
discrimination, a lot of contentious things going on. Your concerns about the city and your vision for the future for all of us as a diverse community to come together.
Well, I do believe that Sioux Falls is one of the most welcoming communities in the country. I believe that. But even as nice or as South Dakota nice as we are, the reality is that there are people out there that for some reason they do believe in prejudice and racism and discrimination and hate. And what I just want people to know is that if you experience any of that, there are resources, including this mayor, that can help you. Whether it be applying for a job or trying to find a place to live, or really just somebody who really was discriminatory to you or hateful to you in some way that just was not appropriate. Let us know. Sadly, there are some things that are happening across the world, across the country, and I do hope that those things, we don't experience them here in Sioux Falls in a large-scale way. But at the same time, also let the people of Sioux Falls know we are prepared. Your police team, your fire team, and other first responders, we are ready for something like that if that were to happen. But again, Sioux Falls, we're a great community. We are embracing diversity in a grand way. We all are different. We have different colored skin. We celebrate our faith in different ways. We have different backgrounds, different experiences, different talents. And I truly believe that we should embrace that and continue to do it. And I'm proud of how far we've come as a community. But the reality is there's always going to be challenges when we talk about this. And Reed, I thank you for bringing it up. I do. This is a topic that many people just kind of want to put their heads in the sand in. But I thank you for bringing that up today because I think Sioux Falls, we care about it. And so let's keep talking about it.
All right. In closing quickly, there's a major party coming through the month of September with Garth Brooks basically moving into Sioux Falls.
First of all, Garth Brooks, Trisha Yearwood, thank you for putting Sioux Falls on your tour, not only once, not only twice, but 9 times. And folks, remember, most of the people that are going to come to those shows, to those Garth and Trisha shows, they're from out of town and they're going to bring some money. So we love the quality of life that Garth and Trisha will provide, but also the economic development will be great too. So again, thank you. Chris Semrau, Terry Torkelson, and the SMG team, all those people that invested in the Denny Sanford Premier Center. But look what we've been able to accomplish, folks. My gut says that we're the 88th busiest event center in the world right now. After Garth shows up, I think that we've got a chance to be even busier in the world when it comes to traveling entertainment. And so just so proud of where we've come. And so, yeah, I'm really excited for Garth and Trisha to be in Sioux Falls.
You're going to go to more than one?
Just going to one.
Oh, we're just going to one.
Just going to one, and I'm going to celebrate it at the highest level. And again, we've got more people that will see Garth than any other show that we've done, and hallelujah for that.
All right. Mayor, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Reed.
As Mayor was talking about discrimination issues, or you can have concerns about that in the city of Sioux Falls, our Human Relations Department is on top of that, and you can find that connection and those communication methods on our website at siouxfalls.org. Just click on City Attorney's Office, Human Relations, and there's some clicks right on the front page as well too. An important part of this is our neighborhood. So if you want to be a good neighbor and possibly think about a neighborhood association, shoot an email to goodneighbor@siouxfalls.org. They'll give you all the information you need to know on that. And if you see anything of concern in your neighborhood, you can always call Crime Stoppers at 367-7007. That's 367-7007 for the Crime Stoppers number. On behalf of Mayor Mike Huther, thanks again for watching Ask the Mayor. We'll see you next time.